us who are new, this is the Competent Communicator Guide. Every project has a purpose. Today, Diane did project number 4, and her purpose was how to say it. But she did project number 8, use visual aids. Bill's project today was research your topic. But he did a different project, because I didn't see much research in there, maybe a tiny bit. The only reason I want to bring this to your attention is because each project in the manual has you focus on a different skill. And if you take your thoughts and match them to the projects that the skill is that you're trying to work on, you will find when you complete all 10 projects that you will have learned all 10 skills. But if you're not doing that, you're just going to hone in on the skills that you're really good at. Bill is a great entertainer. I really think so. I loved your speech today. It just was the wrong project. One thing that you did, well, you did a lot of good things. One thing that you did particularly well, in my opinion, was your gestures. You had great, great gestures. You had your house that you made very big. You did your hood on top. You did your arms for the birds, and you looked up at the birds. The wolf was running, the knocking on the door, the jumping in the bed, the 1, 2, 3, the big ears. I thought visually excellent. Great job. Plus, here's your little bit of research. You went back in your mind to your childhood and you drew upon a story that we're familiar with. However, if I was told this story when I was a child, I'd probably be screaming, which is what I think is interesting about when you tell your stories, because they're very unique and make them fresh. I think you had a couple of themes going on, and I'm kind of reading into this, but your descriptive words of Red Riding Hood with her sugar brown skin and the white wolf. Usually you don't see a white wolf, so I think there was something going on there. And I think your second theme was your little moral of your story. Do what you're told, which I think is a good moral. But your consequence that your grandmother's going to get eaten, probably not a common consequence to a lot of people, but visual. So I think when I'm supposed to do something next, I might think, well, if I don't do this, will my grandmother get eaten? Probably not, but at least it will make that connection of consequence. On the evaluation here, the only other thing I was going to point out is when we look at what was prescribed as the project, the research that you could have done were statistics, testimony, visual aids, or facts. And I didn't see any of those in there. However, again, the last one, examples of stories, excellent, excellent, excellent. I enjoyed it. Thank you.